Take a look at examining the category performance and trends. That they have a significant growth, only making up 1 to 3% of the overall market sales, but rapidly climbing to triple-digit year-over-year sales growth in some markets. So it's a young category, gaining some popularity, but some questions that need to be answered in order to understand what is driving this success for beverages. In which markets are beverages the most popular? What types of beverages products are in demand? How quickly new brands enter the market? All of that stuff we're going to dive into coming up.
It's only entertainment.
Welcome back to the Talking Hedge. I'm Josh Kincaid, capital markets analyst and host of your Cannabis Business Podcast. So like I mentioned, beverages are a small portion of the overall cannabis market, but they're growing. In Canada, for example, beverages are the seventh most popular category, making up 2.1% of the total sales. That's from January through October of this year. And then beverages being the sixth most popular category in the US, capturing just 1.1% during that same period. Market share of beverages in Canada ranges from 1.4% in total sales in Saskatchewan to 2.4% of total sales in Ontario. Markets in the US, however, they've got a greater range in shares for the category. The West Coast, like Washington at 2.8%, Oregon 1.8%, California 1.4%. Those are the most popular states for beverages, but the newly adult use markets like Illinois 0.8%, Arizona 0.7%, Michigan 0.4%. They've got a smaller representation. Florida's the lowest of beverages totals at 0.1%, 0.1%. They've got the largest medical-only market in the country, but beverages are highly regulated and may limit production diversity. For example, ready-to-drink beverages are currently unavailable in Florida. Instead, customers must purchase dissolvable powders that are meant to be mixed into other drinks. It's just like coffee here in the home of Starbucks. We have K-Cups. And, during the holiday season, you have hot chocolate that's infused, but in a powder, but no grab and go coffee. We've got all the sugary drinks that you can grab and go all you want, but no like water, no coffee, no non-sugary options. So until they have infused coffee, I don't think the market is going to be deemed mature by my standards. So we'll just have to see where it goes. When we look at the year-over-year growth of beverages, we saw a previous graph that Michigan had the lowest beverage share of in the adult use in the U.S., but we can see here that Michigan has the highest category sales by far. So that sales growth in Michigan through the first 10 months increased 272%. Other top sales growth markets include Ontario, 67%, Massachusetts, 53%. On the other hand, Colorado, -15%, Maryland, -17%, Nevada, -21%, all had negative beverage sales growths. So, if you've got stimulus checks or you don't have to pay rent, people will buy beverages, but not unless they got free money, apparently. So here we can see the market share of beverages in the US and Canada since the beginning of 2021. And in both US and Canada, market share has seen nearly a 40% increase. Market share seems to be growing more rapidly in Canada, but that might be due to the relatively recent introduction of beverages into their 2.0 product. That was, January of 2021, maybe, when that launched. So, I haven't been around very long. People are trying it out and then realizing, I'm not going to go buy this. Even though they go to Starbucks and spend $7 a day, they're not going to go and spend $15 a week on this product. Looking at the beverage sales trends, you do see kind of an aspect of seasonality to the popularity of beverages. So most clearly demonstrated in Canada, we can see that lift in share total sales over the last 2 months of summer. And that trend's more obvious in Canada since the demand is larger, but the smaller spikes in popularity in the US during those peak summer months as well. In both countries, brand count increases significantly since 2021. Brand growth has been dramatic and linear in Canada with 300% increase since January of 2021 when they launched that 2.0 version. Then in that same period, US experienced just a 65% growth in cannabis brands or beverages. And despite the strong growth in 2021, it seems that there's some growth that slowed this last year, probably because of no stimulus checks. In Canada, brand count increased 39% compared to 141% throughout October 2021. And in the US, it's similar. Brand count grew 54%. However, it has since declined a little bit. It's probably reaching some saturation So this year, cumulatively, brand counts has increased only 3% in the US, slowing down a bit. So explaining some of that decline. When we break down the different types of beverages that are offered, showing there's some diversity throughout some Canadian consumers. Every other beverage sales is from a product from the carbonated segment. They do have some iced tea and lemonade. They do have some THC infused water, which gets 20% of Canadian beverage sales. Not in the US, though. I find that really interesting. Water is almost 1/5 of what people want. Like, wake up, industry. They're telling you right there they don't want sugary trash. They want other options. In medical days, we had gluten-free, dairy-free, vegan, all these, quote unquote healthier option. Wheat and dairy is inflammatory. I don't care if it affects you or not. It probably does. You just don't notice it. Sugar absolutely affects your body. And there's just, I don't know. If it's recreation, fine. If it's medical, there's no reason to have this trash in there. Plus, they don't even have infused coffee. So this graph is saying that 15% is water. I've been to hundreds and actually thousands. I've been to thousands of stores, and I can't even tell you one store in Washington that sells water. Not one store. So I don't know where Headset's getting this data from, but I can guarantee you Washington State is not buying, or the United States is not buying 15% of water unless like California is buying millions of dollars of water every month and skewing this percentage. I just don't see this. I see lemonade as being incredibly seasonal, and not, I don't know. This just seems odd to me. The fact that you have, drops, mixes, elixirs, syrups, leading the pack, to say 20 to 30% is fruit, lemonade, iced tea. Those are seasonal beverages that I don't see anybody picking up. Ray's lemonade is really popular though. So maybe that's what's skewing it. But I definitely don't see water segment capturing 15% of sales. I don't know where that's at. All right, top beverage products in US and Canada by segment. Again, just kind of looking at drops and elixirs and carbonated and water. And with the water, it looks like 10 milligrams of THC is what they're buying there. In the US, Levia is a raspberry lime sativa seltzer, 5 milligrams. No idea. Maybe that's just Arizona and Florida and places that are hot. I've never heard of that brand, never seen it, but they're telling me it's 15% of the total market in the US. I don't think so. Most popular package size in Canada is 10 milligrams with over 2/3 of total sales. Man, y'all are some lightweights up there. 10 milligrams. Boy, that's what I was taking for a snack in Vegas during MJ BizCon. Like, that's nothing. Third most popular package size is 0 milligrams with 6.6%. What? Oh, it's because Canada regulates the sale of CBD. So it's an indicator of CBD related beverages that can't be sold in traditional retail outlets. Customers seem to gravitate towards the higher dose packages in the US. I don't even buy edibles or beverages. I buy RSO, 1 gram of RSO. I did buy some edibles for MJ BizCon because I didn't want to deal with the syringe. And so, I took 10 milligrams a day at that. But God, that's the first time I bought an edibles in probably four years or more. I'm not going to spend $100 on some sugary products. I'd rather just get an RSO. Low dose is anything that's 5 milligrams or lower. High dose is 25 and up. But for me, it's high dose is 100 milligrams and up. I know a guy who took 1,000 milligram chocolate bar and just melted into his seat, and probably had some anxiety and stuff with that, but he was trying to play it off. Again, the most popular dose beverage in the US is 10 milligrams. That's about 39% of the market, but high dose beverages over 10 are very popular. And so that's about 1/3 of all products that have 100 milligram minimum. That is about 22% of sales on that. Looking at prices, where are they at? They have been dropping because they're just too damn expensive. It's trying to compete against Starbucks. So Canada's seen the largest drop in price from October of last year to October of this year. The average equalized price or price per milligram dropped 27%. In the US is a steady decrease in price, but not the same magnitude as Canada. So in last October, the average price just decreased 12%. So the trend is going to continue in the USA and Canada. There's a lot of factors that are leading to that price compression. For beverages, there's a flood of new brands that are entering the market, and that may result in excess supply compared to the demand. And markets are maturing, likely to see some prices begin to flatten out. Well, all in all, you can't be more than coffee. Starbucks is making a killing. That is the price that people are willing to pay, $7, $8 tops. So whatever you're doing, price it like Starbucks. Otherwise, people are only going to get those once a month, once a week, or never. If you want it to be a daily thing or weekly thing, prices have to come way down. Let's look at who's buying. When you compare sales in Canada by demographic groups to the portion of beverage sales attributed to each demographic group, you can just kind of see who's buying and infer from that why. Obviously dominated by males, this industry is. And so ages 26 to 57 are the predominant buyers. Consumers account for 80% of total sales, 9 percentage points higher than their rate, typical rate in cannabis. Both the oldest consumers and youngest show adversity to the category in the cannabis market. The younger you are, the more you're going to spend. In the US, female consumers over the age of 25 show a strong preference for beverages. They count for almost 29% of total sales, with the exception of Gen Z group. Female consumers contribute 37% of total category sales. There is a lot of opportunity for cannabis beverages, especially when people are kind of reverting to drinking less alcohol and picking up more cannabis as more and more states come on board. So that is going to provide an opportunity for this market or segment to continue to grow. You just have to come back to the Talking Hedge and find out.
With that, we're going to roll this one up. I'm Josh Kincaid. This is The Talking Hedge. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, or don't, and I'm out.
Don't forget to smash that like button on your way out and check out these other videos that we've got.